Okay, this is the first of several demo videos for Type 1 Project 6. I'm going to break it up into several videos just to make it a little bit more manageable for both of us. So I'm going to go through basically each page and have its own separate demo video. So this is part 1 of Project 6. We are in InDesign. I'm going to demonstrate with InDesign Creative Cloud. But if you're using an older version like CS6 or CS5, CS3, CS2, I'm not using any new features. Everything that I'm showing you will have been in InDesign for many, many versions now. So if you're using an older version, don't sweat it. So let's start by creating our new InDesign document. File new. We want to turn off facing pages. We want to use US letter size unless you are not in North America, in which case you can use A4. We want it to be a portrait or a tall orientation. And we want to one column in our page setup, and we want to set our margins to be 5 picas. So 5p, top, left, and right, and then you can unclick the chain so all 4 aren't constrained and make the bottom 6.5 picas, which is 6 picas, 6 points. So 6.5p or 6p6. And hit OK. You will have a document that looks like this. The first thing we want to do is work on our master page. We want to set up the page grid, and we want to set up a footer on our master page. So to access the master pages, you go to your Pages palette, Window, Pages. I have the Pages palette already out. There are 2 areas of the Pages palette. These are your document pages below this line, and above it are master pages. This is a little bit of a tricky concept at first, but it's a very, very useful tool, so I want you to learn how to use it. Basically, a master page in InDesign is a page template that will be applied to any pages with that master. So it's great for setting up things like page numbers, page grids, any elements that you want to appear in the same place on a number of pages. So for our document, we're going to set up one master page, apply it to all of our pages. So to get to the master pages, you double click the master page in the Pages palette. This means that you're working on a master page, not on a document page. It can be a little hard to tell. It's not very well highlighted in the Pages palette. So that is the document page 1 highlighted. This is master page A highlighted. Make sure you have master page A highlighted. And then we want to set up our page grid first. So we go to Layout, Create Guides. If you remember how much fuss it was to set up a page grid in Illustrator, so much easier in InDesign. You basically go into Create Guides and you tell it the number of rows and the number of columns. And I want you to use 9 rows with a 1 pica gutter. 1 pica is the default. 4 columns. You can see that it is previewing the guides. If it's not previewing them, it means that you have the preview unclicked. Click the preview to see them. Now, My guides are set to fit to the margins. In other words, it starts from the left margin to the right margin, top margin to the bottom margin, not to the page edges. So it means I have 4 even columns within my margins, 9 even rows within my margins. This is a big mistake everyone makes. They forget if you accidentally have fit guides to page set, it will look like this. It's dividing the page into even columns and rows, completely disregarding the margins. You don't want that because you want to do your page composition within the margins, not within the page edges. So make sure it's set to margins, fit guides to margins, 9 rows, 4 columns, hit OK. Now we have our page grid on our master page. The next thing we want to do is we want to create a page footer. This is going to be information that's going to appear in the same exact place on every document page, so we want to put it on the master page. And the way you build this is you go to your type tool, you use it to draw a type box. We want to start at our bottom margin and go from our left to right margins below the bottom margin. If we zoom in here, we can see that this text box starts below the bottom margin. Now, it's starting right at the bottom margin. We actually want to move it down. We have, if you select the box with the black arrow tool, you will get X and Y axes, X and Y coordinates for your box. If you have the reference point set to the top left of this box, the X and Y coordinates will tell us where that top left corner of that box is. So X is horizontal over from the left, so it's 5 picos over from the left. Y is vertical down from the top, so this starts 59.5 picos from the top. We want to move it down an additional pica and a half. So you can actually physically move it down to 61p. You can do the math in your head and say 59.5 picos plus 1.5 is 61 and just enter 61p. Or you can let the computer do the math for you. This is what I like to do. You go into your y-axis and you actually enter plus 1p6, hit return, let the computer do the math for you. Isn't that wonderful? So our box starts at 61 picas down from the top edge. We want to go back to our type tool, click in the box so that we have an active cursor, type your name, a tab, project 6, tab, and then we want to put in an automatic page number. You're not going to type a page number, you're going to put in a character that tells the software to automatically put the page number here. You get that by going to Type, Insert Special Character, Markers, Current Page Number. Because we're on Master Page A, this shows up as a capital A. I did not type a capital A. You don't want to type a capital A. You want to insert the special character. I'm going to delete it and do it again. So a tab, type, insert special character, markers, current page number. Shows up as a capital A because we're on Master Page A. Just to show you how this works, I'm going to quickly go back to Document Page 1. Double click there, that becomes a 1. If I add another page, that's a 2 there on Document Page 2. So this is a wonderful thing. It's completely automatically numbers the pages for us. Now, we want to format, we want to go back to our master page A, which you will see in your footer. You have an A, and we want to format this properly. We want to do a couple of things. We want to go to Type, Show Our Hidden Characters, so we can see the tab characters. We want to bring up our Tabs palette, which is in a different place than it is in Illustrator. It's Type, Tabs. And we get the Tabs palette. You want to use your document grid. Your name can be left aligned to the left. I want the project to be left aligned to the left-hand side of the third column. So we entered our tab character there. We have our tab stop here. And then we want the page number to be right aligned to the right margin. So we enter a tab. We switch it to be right justified. Bring that over to the right-hand margin. And now we need to format it properly. So I gave you the directions that this footer should be in myriad bold 7 point. So with the type all selected, you can either triple click to select everything in the box, or you can put your cursor down in front and select it all that way. Or I think you don't actually have to have it all selected. Let's see. Myriad Pro Bold. No, you do have to have it selected. My mistake. Myriad Pro Bold. Okay, so that is the correct typeface. It defaults to 12 points. We want 7 points. Okay, so we want this to be fairly small at the bottom of our page. So much so that when you're looking at this zoomed to the screen, it will actually just show up as a gray line. But if we're looking at it at 100%, you will actually see the type. And now we'll go to our document page 1. Those two things are all that I want you to do on the master page. Set up the grid, set up your footer. And now we will do all the rest of the work of this project on the document pages. If you are working on your document and you see a capital A instead of the actual page number, stop and look. Make sure that you're on the document page, not the master page. You don't want to build anything more on your master page. So this is a good place at which to save your work. Save the InDesign file. I'm going to end this video here. Page 1 will be the next video.